¿Qué pasó, raza? This is Miguel Hernandez, and you're in the mix with DJ JR.
What's going on, man?
What's up, brother?
How you doing? How you doing?
All right, man. I was trying to add you on there. I don't know why I didn't want to. I couldn't see the add-on in there. Está bien.
Yeah, no, it's all
Well,
good, man.
it's all good. Well, all right, Raza. I want to welcome everybody to my Tejano show, and I'd like to welcome Mr. Miguel Hernandez. What's up, brother?
Thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me on here, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Orale, no problem, man. So, how you been, man? Been busy?
Man, I've been well, man. I've been very busy, man. Thank God, I've been blessed, man. So, uh, just working, man. Finishing up the seventh album. That's gonna be my seventh studio album, as well as producing other artists. So I'm excited, man. The work is coming, man. So it's been good.
Órale, qué bueno. That's cool, man. Well, all right. Want to let the Raza know a little bit about you. So, where are you from?
Originally, I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh,
Um,
really?
but I've been here, San Antonio, since I was about 18. And yeah, 18, I went back home and found myself back here in San Antonio. So just doing the music thing, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, in Detroit. Well, you
Yeah.
said you just left from over there when you were 18, right? You came to San Antonio?
Yeah, I came to San Antonio, man. I had the opportunity to play with Stephanie Lynn in High Energy
When you
back in the
when you
day
when you got here to San Antonio?
when I first got here. Yeah. So that was the
Okay,
reason
that's
why I came
awesome.
down here.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So it was cool,
Y
man.
y otra cosa, over there in Detroit, was there a Tejano over there when you're growing
So
up?
there was, man. Kind of the story is that I came from a Latin family.
Okay.
My father's from DF, Mexico. My mother was born in Querétaro but raised in Chicago.
Oh, damn.
Uh, and so my sister growing up was all into international music. So I had mariachi, trio, all the international stuff there at the house.
All right.
And so I was a rebel. I was all about rock and prog rock, and
Oh, okay.
I didn't want anything to do with it. So I was approached when I was in high school by this guy, and he's like, "Hey, man, we need a guitar player. You want to help us out?" And I said, "What kind of music is this?" He's like,
Sí.
"Well, it's kind of like Mexican music." And I was like, "Nope, I don't want no part of it." He says, "But hey, but the gig pays $150." And I was like, "Whoa, hold on, wait, what?"
Yeah, I think I might like this.
I think I might like it. So
Yeah.
he gave me a cassette, and I mean, sorry, did I say cassette? Did I just
Yeah,
show my
yeah.
age?
I think you did say cassette.
So, so it was like Selena on there. There was Laura Canales, Shelly Lares, these acts, and I heard it, and I was like, wow, this is different, because it
Yeah.
had like the jazz kind of thing, and still the traditional sound in Spanish, but it was different. It was different from what
Yeah,
I was used to. And so, um, talking to my parents and this and that, going to try it. They were ecstatic because it was, you know, raza music, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And
exactly.
so they were ecstatic about it. And my first show, we opened up for Gary Hobbs in Saginaw, Michigan.
Damn.
And I mean, sold out arena. I mean, I was what, 13 years old, man, and got paid, played in front of all these people. And I
Damn.
was like, that's it, man. I'm sold. I'm in.
And then
And,
and from there on, you
and
kept it
from
with
there, it was
like
just
Tejano.
history, man. Yeah, man. So it's
Damn.
been good, man. It's been fun, that's for sure.
That's cool. That's cool. So so as far as like, cause I've seen you play a couple of times,
Hmm.
especially when you're doing a lot of shows with Sunny Sauceda.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where so you always been on the like always like the guitar, like cause you play the bajo sexto también, right?
I do, man. I play a little bit of everything, right? Jack
Oh,
of all
really?
trades, master of none. Uh,
Okay.
so I played bass, I played guitar, bajo sexto. I was with Patsy Torres, and I was playing keyboards and accordion for her for about
Oh
five
yeah,
years.
I didn't even know you played that, bro. I mean, I always saw your guitar,
Uh,
the electric guitar. You get down to that rock and everything. That I didn't know you played that.
yeah, yeah, man. So I mean, I dabble, man. I try. So all the production that you do hear, like on my stuff, or the production for Joel Martinez,
Yeah.
and all these other artists. I did the keyboards, guitar, bass, bajo, um, and So I try, man. You know.
Órale, órale. No, that's cool. Well, I know when. So you said it was 18 when you came to San Antonio. If I'm not mistaken, you did was your first album in 2002.
Yeah, I think so, man. 2002, 2003, somewhere around there. Yeah,
2002, right? See that
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. See, I tell you how. Man,
Oh boy, here we go.
mira,
Yeah, man. Yeah. Is that
see,
2002, bro?
I was just making sure. I said maybe this is 2002 right here. But you know, what I mean,
Okay.
I know maybe the.
Well, you know what? Yes, that's correct. Because we made the mistake of releasing that album December like 20th or something, 2002.
Órale.
So yeah,
And this
but
one,
yeah, that's
bam.
a good. Oh yeah, bien pollito you vato.
I
Bien
know,
pollito,
yeah.
Chihuahua.
Hey,
Ah,
you know, all hip hop right here, boy.
yeah. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of artists out there that kind of like listen to the stuff that they did before, and they probably
Yeah.
they all think to themselves, "What the hell was I thinking?"
Hey, this all good, man.
You
Hey,
know?
man, this album, man. As soon as I heard this, I heard two of them, and I was sold. I used to buy it from. I used to buy my music at I don't know if you're familiar with in Houston. There's this real popular store. They had like all the Tejano music, and funny because I know in San Antonio you got Janie's record shop,
Right,
right?
right.
Well, over
Hmm.
here in Stafford we have a Janie's también, but it's just Janie's shop.
Oh, no kidding.
It just
Right
so
on.
happened that her name is Janie, and that's how I got the album. And this is way back, and then she let me preview two, and I said, "That's it, I'm taking it." And
Right
then
on,
I,
man.
you
I
know, from there,
appreciate that, man.
so I tell
I
you, I'm a fan
appreciate
from
that.
back then, man.
Yeah,
You
man.
know. So, so what made you like do an album like that first album you did? Like, what'd you say? Like, hey, man, like I think it's time, and that's it, man. And you know,
You
to
know,
do this demo album.
I don't know, man. I just had these ideas, and you know, it's funny when I growing up with getting the Hana music and whatever.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, and I started mingling with the musicians and everything,
Yeah.
I I I remember saying, "Hey, do you guys know this band?" Like I used to have all these CDs and cassettes and all this stuff,
Yeah.
and I'd be jamming to, you know, in my truck or whatever,
Mhm.
and the guys would be like, "Hey man, who's that? Hey, who's that playing? Oh man, they're pretty good. Who's that?" I said, "You never heard of these guys?" They're like, "Nope, nope, nope." And I'm like, "Seriously?" And we're like, "Wow." So there was a lot of stuff that inspired me. That they kind of went beyond what you would say is mainstream radio,
Okay.
and so everything that I was hearing, it just kind of sounded the same. It sounded the same,
Mhm.
and I was always more into the like progressive stuff, like more like progressive rock and progressive metal,
I
you
got you.
know. And then that's why I was so infatuated with like Laura Canales and Jay Perez, because you know their music was real technical.
Oh yeah.
Latin Breed, you know, Gestures, you know, Little Joe, you know, those are pioneers, man, you know,
Yep.
and that's what I wanted to do. I just had some crazy ideas, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna put them out there
Yeah.
and try it, and let's just do it, you know. And that first album, the reason why I said, man, like, you know, what was I thinking? Just because that was a time when everything was kind of mingling with the international stuff, the Ricky Martin and the
Uh huh.
Cumbia Kings, and everybody was trying to cross over. So that's why that album had a lot of, you know, trying to do the international stuff.
Yeah, so that that's all
Yeah,
good, man. Hey, man, everybody had them crazy covers back in the days, man. That ain't
yeah,
nothing. If you go back, look at like like you know Excelencia and all that stuff, you
yeah,
know,
man, yeah,
man, like you know sleeveless shirts and you know
right, right,
Camisa, look like rock bands and stuff. You know, everybody had their you know their stuff, but it's all good,
yeah,
man. Yeah, you gotta do what you feel here, and hey, that's what I want to do, and that's it. And it's
yeah.
gonna be
So
out there forever. You know what I mean?
and at that time, you know, it was like, you know, we're trying to sell records and trying to get in venues, and now I'm just at that point where I just want to put my music out there. You know, it's not about the money, it's not about the you know, about the fame or it's not about that. It's just about putting out music,
Exactly.
man.
But just the love for the love of
Yeah,
it's
you
right.
know.
You know, and yeah, you appreciate. You know, like I bet you feel good. You know, when someone's jamming your song out there. You know, that just feels good. You know.
It does, man. I mean, sometimes for well, for me, I feel like you're trying to get your music out there and have people hear what you're trying to do. And sometimes you just feel like it's falling on deaf ears. And then when we actually get back out there we do shows and you see people singing your songs or,
Yeah,
you know,
you
uh,
actually realize like, damn, all these people are
yeah,
actually hearing my jams,
like yourself. I mean, you pulling out that CD and it's just like, wow, man, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
sometimes you feel like all the effort is just all in vain. But
yeah.
then, you get opportunities like this, and it's just like, hey, check out this album. I did buy it. Like, oh, wow, man, that's really cool. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
so I appreciate that very, very much, man. Like more than I think you know. But
man,
it's
dude,
very
this
much
is
appreciated, man.
I'm here to support, man, big time, and I hear good music, I buy it, I support it, and it's been like that since many years back. I collect music, and if I hear something good, I'll definitely buy it. You know what I mean? Because I know
Cool.
how that goes. That all goes towards y'all. You know what I mean? And if more music, y'all need to put out more music, hey, because more people are jamming. Well, that's the way it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I understand how that goes.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah.
So, otra cosa, so when you like you said you do the Tejano, you wrote into that. When you do your shows and stuff like that,
Mhm.
what do you like performing more, like cumbias or the norteñas? I know you don't got too many, cause I know you like more like on the Tejano side, like
Right.
rancheras, right? But what do you like performing more, like to you, like when you get up there?
It's funny because I've always loved rancheras. You know, I
It's just
that's
icons.
the Hano. It just gives you that, you want to dance or you just want to just groove to it.
Exactly.
But I think we have to adapt. Everybody has to adapt, right? So
Exactly.
um, everybody wants to hear cumbias. So there's times where we do more cumbias than we do Tejano, or
Yeah.
rancheras or whatever.
Exactly.
Like for example, you got to know your demographic, right? So when we go to Michigan, they don't want to hear cumbias. They want to hear rancheras,
Oh, that's
you
all they
know.
want to hear.
But you're here in San Antonio, and they want to hear cumbias, and that's all they want to hear. You know what I mean? And so we got to adapt. And so yeah, man. I mean, just performing in general, man, is just it's a blessing, man. It's something that we love doing, man.
Cool. Está bien, está bien. And otra cosa, who was like as far as like really like you say since back in the days, you started listening to it and so who would you say honestly, like I know you mentioned a few, but like you could say like, hey, this guy like really he really inspires me, like this singer, or maybe even one of the icons, from like the Hano music, who would you say like, man, like it inspires you, like maybe I want to sing a little bit like that style or something like that, you know what I mean? What
I
will you
mean,
start off, you know what I mean?
always hands down, man. It's always been Jay.
Jay Pettis, right?
Jay's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
But I mean that too. I mean even the David Lee. I mean when I saw Jay with David Lee, it was just that was different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was that inspired me right off the bat. And then when he went on his own, and then his thing was totally different. That was incredible. But musically, when I started playing Tejano, of course, Sombra was a big part of it. I
Yeah.
saw Steve Jordan, and Steve Jordan was amazing. But I've said this in another interview that the greatest memory that I have is seeing Sombra, and they opened up with Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue,
Oh yeah.
and here's like this rock kid that's trying to get into Tejano, and then I see this Tejano band open up a show with Dr. Feelgood, Motley
Oh
Crue,
man.
and so the long hair, the choreography, the chicks were screaming for them, and it was incredible. So
That's really
so
cool.
it was always the sombra, excelencia, stuff like that. But then when I got turned on to Little Joe y La Familia, and I heard a lot of the stuff that they did back in the day in the '70s, it was it was amazing, man. I was just like, man, they were way ahead of their time.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
At that moment, Excelencia, Sombra, the bands at that time, it was cool, and what they were doing was innovative and youthful,
Yeah.
But then if you go back to the 70s, what Little Joe was doing was musically was just on a totally different level.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Totally different level. So he inspired me a lot as far as music was concerned, and just kind of not afraid to push the boundaries,
That's
you
cool.
know,
That's cool.
and so that was a big thing. And then of course Jay's voice and his
Yeah.
performance and
Yeah,
his
and he always
music
got
is
he
just
always keeps. I
incredible,
know he
man.
always también keeps it rancheras most of the time. Very rare,
Yeah.
you get an album, it's all rancheras. Most of
Oh
them.
yeah.
Throw a cumbia, maybe a little salsa or some kind of weird little deal in there, but he always keeps it like that, just like you said.
Right. Right. And for me, I mean, as far as like my music, man, I mean, I'm very appreciative of the people that appreciate what I try to do, because it's not your normal Tejano, I guess.
Yeah.
It's got a different sound, flavor, and especially that I guess I push the envelope, I guess, just
Yeah.
in the sense that there's a lot of producers or musicians that say, man, Miguel, that's a lot of stuff, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like just keep it simple, keep it simple. But and that's cool. And it's not about, like I said, it's not about me selling records. It's not about me, about the fame, about this. These are ideas that I have in my head, and it's like, why not put it out there?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like, why not? If you like it, you listen to it, you buy it, and if you don't like it, there's other bands,
Yeah.
and
Of course. Yeah.
so I'm just at that point where anything goes, man, and I try to appease everybody, but yet, it is, I I I think I try to push the boundaries a little bit, you know.
Oh yeah, you get down, brother. I seen you get down. It's awesome. You had badass music, man. Always
Thank you,
enjoy
man.
hearing it, man.
I
I
appreciate it,
know
man.
it's
Thank you so
always
much.
spin it here and there, and the well now after since the COVID, I mean, haven't been able to play in places, I mean, but
Right.
it's but every time, always spin your jams, it's always in there, just
I
so you
appreciate
know.
that, man. Thank
And
you.
next time when it kicks in harder, I'll make sure and record it so you'll see when the raza's dancing, I'm jamming that song.
Yeah, man. Do that, man. I would love to see that, man.
Órale.
And
And
hopefully, man, we'll be able
speaking of
to.
that, de la música, you're speaking about La Sombra, um, uh, which I'm gonna play that song, at the end of the video. Is that the reason también? Because they're like your inspiration también, or
Yeah, yeah,
are you
absolutely,
good
man.
friends with them and stuff like that?
I wish I could say that I was, that I hang out with them all the time. But I do, I do, speak to them from time to time.
Yeah.
Um, Originally, the idea was thrown out to Tony. I spoke with Tony, and we were going to
Uh
do
huh.
this together, as a duet, or just a collab. And it just didn't work out. Things just didn't happen. It would have been really
Oh, okay.
cool, but he was working on his project, and I think it was just a conflict of recording schedules and stuff like that. So we just it didn't happen. But I was lucky enough to get Ray Talamantes that did all the brass on here.
Oh, okay.
And then actually, I spoke with Harvey, the original bass player, Gonzalez, and he gave me kudos on the medley, man. That he appreciated what we did, and he liked it, and that's huge, for
Cool.
me. That's
Yeah.
that's huge, man. And so like I said, it was with utmost respect that we did, that I did this tribute. I wanted to do it, and Aaron Holler, he did the drums and mixed and mastered, and he actually was the one that set up everything with Ray Talamantes.
Órale.
And what I loved about it is that in the mix, even Aaron tried his best to manipulate the exact sound, the recording, like
Yeah,
where the
yeah,
keyboards were
yeah. Got it
placed,
pretty
and
damn close, man.
we tried, and there was no reason to try to make it my own, or try to make it better, because I mean it was badass as it was, and it
Yeah, I
was
know
just
what you mean. Yeah.
I wanted to keep it
Yeah, the way it was
intact
with the
the way it
horns and
was.
just everything. Yeah.
Yeah, of course there's little Miguel Hernandez innuendos in there and stuff like that, but for the most part I wanted to keep it exactly how it was, and it's been doing really well, man. It's been doing really well. It's
Órale.
nostalgic, so
Cool, cool.
I appreciate that.
Este,
There might be another one coming up, another medley,
another one from them.
so
Another.
maybe somebody else, but you
Oh,
never
maybe
know.
some else. Cool, cool. We'll be waiting on that one. So
Yeah.
the one of your songs, Sigo con lo mío. No, is that the one with is that the one with your with your was that dedicated to your son?
Hijo querido, yeah,
Hijo querido.
hijo querido, yeah. I
But
wrote that
that's on
for
the
my.
album. On the album,
That's on
Sigo
the
con lo
album
mío.
Sigo con lo mío.
Yeah, Sigo
Yeah,
con lo mío. Yeah, Hijo
it,
querido. Was that written for? Did you write that for
I
specifically for
did,
that?
man.
For your
Yeah.
hijo?
So it was crazy, man, because I wrote that song um, for my son, my firstborn,
Okay.
and it was like I did the first verse and excuse me, and then the chorus, and I knew that there was something else missing, but I couldn't think of like another verse. I had this writer's block,
Uh huh.
and it wasn't until my second son was born that the second verse came in, and I just put it
Oh,
all together, and it was it was just crazy how it just all came together. But it was so it was definitely for my sons, man, and
awesome,
it was
awesome, cool, man.
yeah, that just was going to be a single, and I was just going to stop playing, completely, because I wanted to be a dad. That was huge for me, man, and I just wanted to dedicate all my time to being a dad. And but man, I mean, Hijo Querido did really well, man, and it got a lot of hits and then a lot of inquiries about like, oh, when is the new album coming out and when is this going to
Yeah, yeah.
happen? And so by that time, I was like, you know what, let me get go back to the drawing board. Let me see what I can do. And
Cool.
so the whole album came out, which was Sigo con lo mío, and yeah, man, and it's just now it's just like we're just dropping album after album after album. So it's
Awesome,
good,
awesome.
man. Yeah.
I know you can't see on my side of the screen, but there's a guy right here. Man, his name is Memo Rincon. He said, "Hijo querido"
Yeah,
is beautiful song. He said that right now.
yeah, that's our bass player, man.
Oh
He's
yeah.
also playing with Jay Pettis, man.
Alright.
Yeah,
Okay.
we should bring him on. Can you bring him on too?
Huh?
Can you bring him on too?
I think it'll just shrink the screen if I
Oh,
bring him.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, all right.
I was gonna tell you so check it out. So you got three one of your latest songs, right? You got Eres tú,
Uh-huh.
Fruta Prohibida, and Homenaje, which one we
Right,
talked about, right?
right.
So okay, so right now I'm gonna let the raza hear right now. I'm gonna go ahead
Cool.
and play Eres tú,
All right.
and then I'll play ask you a few more questions, then I'll go to Fruto Prohibida, and then I'll end it off with la de la sombra.
Okay.
All
Right
right,
on, man.
let me go ahead.
So just a quick tidbit on Eres Tú, that song I wrote actually with my wife. She
Oh,
co-wrote that song
really?
with me.
She helped you on that?
Yeah, yeah, because I had a little writer's block, again,
Uh
and
huh.
during this whole COVID quarantine,
What happened? You
I
got
had
like
this.
stuck or something?
Yeah, I had this melody, and I was like, man, the melody's actually nice, man, and I can't think of lyrics. And then she started humming it, and she started spitting out some words. I'm like, wait, let me get a pen, let me get a paper. Hold on, let me write that
Oh.
down. And then we just started, spitballing, ideas around and stuff like that. So, and there it is.
Órale, órale. All right, so let me go ahead and set this up right here. Fruta prohibida.
And I want to give a shout out real quick to Ruel Martinez that you said, what's up?
Oh yeah.
Anita
Oh, okay.
Rodriguez.
Yeah, I didn't know if you could see them brasa on your side because I had you
Well,
on.
I guess I don't know if they're coming up for both, but there's a few that are coming in and
Oh,
out.
okay, okay.
So,
I guess you could see it on your end. I just didn't know. I thought only I could see that because I never did it like this. I just recently, so I didn't know that they could see him. So that's cool. You can see all the raza, you know.
right on. Hello,
All right,
everybody.
I'm gonna
Hello.
go ahead and play this jam for the raza so you can
Let's
check out
do it.
your new song, man.
All right.
Tu mirada es una invitación para que te ame y tus ojos son la puerta importa pecar, no me importa pecar.
That's an awesome song,
All
brother.
right. Thank you, man. But that was the new single. That one's called Fruta Prohibida.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you said it was Eres tú, but
Oh,
that one's Fruta Prohibida.
oh, okay. I thought I
And
did
that
say Fruta Prohibida. Okay. I must have
yeah,
got
no,
confused.
and that was that song was written by Eduardo Yayo Anguiano from in Mexico.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
looking at right here. Yeah, okay. So the Eres Tu, my bad. That's the one that you wrote with your wife.
right. And this
Okay,
one is
yeah.
Eduardo Yayo
Oh, okay.
that wrote that song.
Yeah, I got mixed up. I seen it and when I looked at
Yeah,
it,
no,
I was
when
like,
it started, I was like, ah,
ah,
that's good.
it's all right. We're still gonna play the other one. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
no, it's all good, man.
And people heard it, so you know.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that one's also that one. When did you release that? That was Fruto Provida. That's your newest one, right?
So that's the latest one. Yeah,
The
it
latest one, right?
was
The
it was
latest one.
just released a couple weeks ago. Yeah,
And then before that, was Eres Tú or was it La Sombra?
La Sombra Metro. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
homenaje.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So I'm trying to release a new single like every month,
Okay.
and the release of the album will be in June.
Okay. In June. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
I had a question from Anita.
Okay.
She had asked me what inspired me to do the words and music. And again, with this song, it was written by Yayo Anguiano from Mexico. He trusted me enough to give me the song and do what I possibly could on it, and just the lyrics alone. I mean, that was kind of what I felt, and kind of giving it that norteño light Tejano mix,
Yeah.
and so that's where that all that came from. But he's an excellent songwriter, and I appreciate the faith that he put in me to release one of his songs.
Órale, cool. Otra cosa, as far as what other do you think on your next album? Do you think because I know you got that little, you said like an R&B flavor. I mean, you like a little bit of everything else. Would you incorporate some of that stuff in your next album, or maybe like later on down the line?
Oh man, it's funny that you say that, but I think I think we'll get to that on another interview
Oh yeah.
once the album gets a little closer, because it's gonna be quite different,
Oh really? Oh
and
okay.
and so it's yeah, it's gonna be pretty different, and I'll maybe we could do another interview and I'll explain all that when it gets
Okay,
closer to the
okay,
release
that's
time.
good. We'll do another one.
Yeah, yeah.
So otra cosa. What like on your? Do you got other I know you get down guitar. Play other hobbies that you like to do, like on your own, like that you do, like otros hobbies that you have.
Man, no. Other than just trying to produce other artists,
You're
and
busy, huh?
yeah, it's busy, man. And then with kids, man. So
Órale, yeah.
I got four, so
Órale,
I'm
that's cool.
busy.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Está bien. And another thing, what song of all your songs? I know you got a whole bunch of them. Which one is your favorite song that you say, man? I mean, I'm sure you got like, everybody says, well, I got these three, but you can say, man, this one is like when I'm performing, I like playing this one, like to you.
God bless, man. So a favorite to perform.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Not a
or
favorite to
your
listen to.
songs, your songs.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So to perform, it'd have to be I Need My Day,
I like, yeah,
because
that's a jam right there. It's hype,
because
man. It's like a man. You would ready to turn somebody.
so that was the song that that was the first chart hitter for us,
Okay.
and so a lot of people recognize that song still, and so performing it, it's great to see, just the dance floor hit, and uh, everybody singing it, the people
Yeah.
that know the song, and that's really nice to see that. But as far one of the songs that to listen to, if we don't perform live, um, it's got to be Si Ella No Me Quiere,
Okay.
and that's from the Life and Lyric album.
The life and
Uh,
lyric. That's right.
it was supposed to be a ballad, and we ended up turning it into a slow romantic cumbia.
Uh huh.
And that one has, even though it's a cumbia, it has an R&B flavor, uh, you know, rock guitar solo in it. It came out real nice, man. Um, of course, it wasn't radio friendly at all,
Oh.
but it was something that I really appreciated, and especially everybody that came together to do that track with us. And it was that's probably one of my favorites to listen to.
Órale. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is there any other music that like on your own that que tú escuchas? Like I know you're always, because I know you're a busy man. You're always, you're producing, you're writing music. You play all these instruments. Like where you get away from the Tejano a little bit. Is there any like a music that you say, man, I like listening to some other genres that you listen to?
Man, so I listen to a little bit of everything. I think I listen to everything except rap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I'm a metalhead, man, all the way, man. So I listen to a lot of Jet music. So it's a lot of like Periphery, Animals as Leaders, stuff like that.
Oh,
But I
okay.
listen to everything, man. Jazz, R&B, rock, light rock, progressives, kind of like the hip hop stuff. Um, like Main Squeeze,
Yeah.
RH Factor. I listen to stuff like that, but I listen to everything, man. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And how's the I asked this question, and the reason why this question came up because I was talking to Henry G. Lozano,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
in his interview, and he was telling me that how do you feel is Tejano supportive in San Antonio? And I mean, because I asked también Crystal Torres, but I think she probably meant that I was talking about her, but I meant what I really meant, like in general, like everybody. You know what I mean? Do you feel like it's real supportive in there, or do you feel it's more supportive in other cities that you've been to?
Yeah, man, you kind of put me on the spot there. Um, so as far as I I think in Latinos overall,
Yeah,
um, we lack a lot of support.
yeah,
We're kind of like that bucket of crabs.
yeah,
One or two try to get out, and the other ones are pulling them back down. And for a long time, I was thinking to myself, man, it's the radio stations. It's the radio stations. It's their fault. They're
yeah.
not playing these artists.
That's
But
true.
there's always one thing that comes up in everything, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah,
So it's like now I just feel that and I, I have to tread lightly on this, right? Because I don't want to offend anybody, but I think personally it's La Raza.
yeah.
Where they're so used to just listening to Mas, Selena, Mafia, David Lee,
I say that all the time, man.
Mas, Selena. I mean, and that's great. I mean, we respect, we honor, the greats,
Yeah,
but there's so many good Tejano bands out there and artists. I mean, that nobody gets airplay. And
exactly.
it's because, again, it's the bottom line. The radio stations aren't going to play this because La Gente aren't gonna listen.
Yeah,
If you play a Selena song, they'll listen to it all day long. But you
oh
put
yeah,
on Joe Blow y quién sabe quién,
yeah,
and they'll turn it off. They'll put on a
exactly.
country station.
Hmm.
And the same thing with the clubs. They're gonna take Intocable over there because so and so is not gonna pull Intocable crowd,
Yeah, yeah,
and so these bands will never get the opportunity to play at these clubs because they're gonna
exactly,
bring the Masses, the Selenas, the whoever.
exactly.
And unless you're going to be one of those bands that play nothing but Mas music or, Selena music,
Yeah,
then it's,
you're not even playing your stuff. You're not even being
you
you. You
know,
know what I
and
mean?
that's what's really tough, so for those artists that have like grinded and really gotten out there to get their name, like kudos to them, man, because it's tough. It's really, really tough, and I'll take this opportunity to challenge, any, promoter or, venue that wants to get some new music out there,
Yeah.
call me up because we're taking bookings. We're starting up in June, full throttle. So, I challenge them to give us a call, give us a shot. You can get out there and play some of these clubs that we haven't been to yet. You
Oh
know.
yeah. Like I said, I know some here in Houston, so I'll go ahead and. But right now it's kind of been like, ain't too much stuff
Right,
going
right,
on here.
and I
But
understand that. Yeah,
I'll definitely send them your info and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And and I always, and every time I talk to, interview somebody, I like to touch that subject because I want people to hear that. I want people to hear
yeah,
that. 'Cause that's what I say all the time. And me as a DJ, I don't. I'll be honest with you. Like I said, I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Mas. I love Jay Perez. I mean, they're a lot of the icons. They've been in this forever. But like I said, I tell people, it's simple. They've been doing this forever. They already got their people, right?
right,
The Raza that
right,
they're stuck on that, which is fine. I mean, if they put out a new album, well, hey, that's cool, support it. But I'm saying, a lot of DJs, man, they're stuck on the that music.
yeah, man.
Nothing.
I
They're like,
mean,
hey, who's that, man? They play some of this. Oh, I don't even have it. They don't have no idea what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
right,
And I always, when I'm at spots, yeah, I'll get around to the Mas, and mix it up. But I
right,
always kick it in, man, with all the new artists, because people are still chilling, they're having their drinks. Yeah, later on you can mix it up, but at least you put it in their ears, and I can
right,
tell you how many times people has came up to me and be like, "Who is that? Who is that? Hey,
right.
look, so and so, man, check it out, man. You can go and purchase it, whatever, you know what I mean?
And
And
there's
that's
and
how
there's
you
a
put it in the ear.
there's a very few DJs, man, out there that think like you do, and I hate to say that, and I don't mean to put anybody on the spot, but we've done clubs where, I mean, it's just Mas, Pio Trevino,
Yeah.
and Jesse Serrata all night,
Oh yeah, definitely. Hey, don't get me wrong. I've seen plenty
like
of that here. I don't want to mention
like
any names, but
holy
there's a lot of
cow,
DJs
man.
that do the same thing.
And it's just like, and it's tough because I know that they're in a tough spot as well. But come on, man. I mean, it's almost like y'all as DJs now, because there's not many mainstream radio stations. You guys are the gatekeepers,
Yeah.
and so we need y'all's help and support to push our music, and anyways, man, it's tough, man. It's tough,
Nah.
but like I said, I'm not at that point in my life where I need to be, doing this to make music, to make money, or I want fame, or
Yeah.
I want the recognition. I'm out there because I want to put my ideas out there, man, and
Exactly.
I appreciate everybody that has supported me since day one.
Oh, yes, sir.
And thank you again, man, for having me on your station, man, and I really appreciate y'all. To all the people that logged in and are taking time out of their busy schedule to listen to this interview, it's very, very much appreciated. More than y'all would ever really know.
Oh no, it's all good, And like I said, the raza like that's watching right now, and like I said, I'm gonna upload this to my YouTube channel,
Cool.
and I got a lot of raza on there too. Always conversate all the time, send me messages, and hey, who's this and who's that this artist? So you know, and like I said, I do it because I do it to keep this going because, like I said, you gotta support the music. If you don't,
Right.
then but who's gonna we jam it like so
But it's the young people, man.
our kids are the ones.
Yeah, there's nobody else like to actually, to carry on the legacy, man. And
Yeah,
it's
exactly. So like when your kids are like my son, he's 7 years old, and he knows a lot of these new Tejano songs. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And like I said, I put it in his brain, and I'm jamming. So I know
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he gets older, he's gonna know what's up. Just like my oldest son, he's 23, and
Mhm.
he listens to these jams,
Now
and he
you're too
knows.
young to have a 23-year-old, man.
Huh?
You're too young to have a 23-year-old, man.
I'm 42, man.
Oh, dang, man. Oh, you started young.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
think about it. I've been collecting music since like 1990, like 1993. 1993. I'm telling you, I'm stayed with that, man. I got so much stuff that people don't even know about, man.
I think I was in second grade in '93.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, well, it's all good, carnal. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll end it off right now, and I'm sure the raza, I hope they enjoyed, our this interview, and they got know a little bit about you, and everything,
Gracias, man. Thank you.
we got to keep the handle going strong, and for the young ones, for the future, que todavía vive la música, viva la música, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, we're trying, man. So, again, man, I can't thank you enough for having me on, for everybody that logged in, and also, man, to all the new artists that are coming out there that are releasing music. I mean, it's not just about me, man. It's just about all the artists, man, and we're down to always support, man, and to help, everybody. And I wish we had that. But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we look forward to getting out there and showing what we got live. They can everybody can look up my website, Miguel Hernandez online. They can hit me up on Facebook, Instagram. They can buy the merchandise. I'm all over Spotify and iTunes and all that stuff. If they have any questions, man, they can email me. Quotes or anything, for quinceañeras, divorces, bar mitzvahs, christenings, whatever. We just want to play. And so yeah, man, thank you again. And we look forward to releasing the music. We should be getting something pretty soon, in a couple weeks, for our new single.
All right, gracias. But before I let you go, brother, because I didn't want to mix up the people. I know the raza, they seen it. So the first one you were talking about was Eres Tú. You wrote that with your wife.
Correct.
So part in that, I played Fruta Prohibida, which was the
Correct.
other one. So right now, when you log off right now, I'm going to keep it going. I'm going to go ahead and play Eres Tú, and I'm going to go ahead and end it off with Fruta Prohibida. And I want to thank you and all the raza, keep watching, and thank you for doing this, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much. God bless y'all, man. We'll see you soon. Gracias.
All right.
Siento lo que guarda en mi corazón, lo que llevo hoy por ti. La alegría que me haces tú sentir, lo profundo de mi amor, lo que muestro yo por ti. Te llevo de la mano, corazón, a través de lo bueno, a través de lo malo. Que mis besos siempre te hacen recordar lo tanto que te aprecio y que sin ti me haces falta. Mi amor, mi calor, todo es para ti. Eres el amor que quería yo sentir. Mi querer, mi pasión, eres tú de mí. Mi más grande deseo es pasar mi vida entera contigo. Te llevo de la mano, corazón, a través de lo bueno, a través de lo malo. Que mis besos siempre te hacen recordar lo tanto que te aprecio y que sin ti me haces falta. Mi amor, mi calor, todo es para ti. Eres el amor que quería yo sentir. Mi querer, mi pasión, eres tú de mí. Siempre fuiste tú el amor para mí. Mi amor, mi calor, todo es para ti. un homenaje a la sombra. Se ve, se aprieta, qué chulo su caminar, qué boca coloradita, su sonrisa sin igual, qué ojitos tan soñadores, como que quieren hablar. Decir que le voy a dar la luna y las estrellas, si su amor me ha de entregar. Prieta, ven conmigo, que te quiero regalar la luna y las estrellas y un amor muy especial. Prieta, ven conmigo, que te quiero enamorar. Te regalaré unas flores y amaré una eternidad. Sonrisa, mira cómo anda, cómo se mueve cuando baila. Se ve bonita al caminar, se ve bonita al despertar. Sabe que le gusta, sabe que la quiero, pues nunca escucha mis palabras. Ella responde cuando le hablo de mi amor. Mañana, siempre pienso que mañana, y mañana sigue igual. Ella nunca cambiará. Mañana, siempre pienso que mañana, pero sé que no es verdad, son palabras nada más. No te gusta lo que tengo, ¿a poco no te gusta como soy? ¿A poco no te gusta como te amo? Cuando te entrego todito el corazón. Conmigo no andas, no más de medias tazas. Conmigo no andas, que un poco te faltó. Porque conmigo te das hasta donde quieras, porque yo soy de punto y de calor. Cuando te abrazo y te digo en el oído que yo te quiero tan solo para mí, solo te chiflas pescuezo, siento tu amor vibrar entre tu pecho. Para todas las güeritas. Cuando pasa mi güerita Coca-Cola, todos los hombres se voltean a mirar. No me cuentan que yo no soy en la bola, yo soy su dueño y de su amor he de gozar. Cuando pasas con tus curvas de menea, y si te miran me duele hasta el corazón, y me dices no te enojes, yo soy tuya, me das un beso y se me quita este dolor. Mi güerita consentida, qué bonito amarte así, cuando todos que te quieren y tú me quieres a mí. Con tus curvas Coca-Cola me supiste enamorar, mi güerita chiquitis, no me vayas a dejar.